Hello, everybody. Welcome to Over a Couple of Drinks presents The Regulars Game of Thrones. With me, as always, is the lovely Jess, though she did not burp off camera,
I did. It was on camera.
and we weren't recording.
Just for you.
This is episode 4 of Game of Thrones, season 7, Spoils of War. If you don't want the long version, I'll link below to the fast forward one where I explain everything that happens in like 40 seconds because I'm awesome.
Short and sweet.
Ooh, that's not
Anyways.
So, oh, no. Take it away, Jess.
Uh-oh. Blah, blah, blah. All right. So where do we start? We started in Winterfell, didn't? No, we started on the boring battle, on the boring field of Highgarden.
Of Highgarden, where
Out in the Reach.
Bronn's complaining that he didn't get enough gold, and Jaime's like, that's a shit ton of gold. Eat shit. Pretty much. That was it in a nutshell.
That was it. And then we start getting to like the fucking cool part where
yeah. I mean, like Cersei and what's his name? Mycroft Holmes show up and they talk.
Yeah.
It was dumb. But then we get to the cool thing with someone riding up on Winterfell.
Yeah, boy. So Arya comes home.
And it was great.
She comes home and like the guards are like, "You're not Arya. Arya's dead." And she's like, no." And she's like, "And if you turn me away and my sister finds out, she's gonna be pissed." And then they try and get Sansa. And Arya disappears like she does. Sansa knows where to find her, and they meet in the crypt, and it's actually like kind of heartwarming. It's like much better than the Bran and Sansa reunited.
Yeah, this scene, I'm glad it was handled the way it was, with Arya not really knowing what to do.
Right.
And Sansa, like, as you may know if you've watched this show, I'm not a big fan of Sansa, but I will have to say this: when she is in charge, I really like her character. Like when she's in charge, she's not saying anything dumb. She's doing smart moves, and it really shows her have an emotional side that isn't like, oh God, I need help kind of thing. She has this, I'm leading, I'm everything I need to be as a leader, but oh my God, it's my kid sister, and I'm so glad to see her because the last thing we said to each other was we hated each other, you know, and it was actually really touching, and I love the subtle snarks between each of them. With do I have to call you Lady Stark? Yes. And she's like realizes that Arya misses the joke, and it was really heartwarming and everything it needed to be. It really was.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then like, they talk through it a little bit, and they're and then Sansa's just like, "Oh yeah, Bran's here too."
Oh no, you missed it. I love she goes, "I heard you killed Joffrey. I wish." And it's like almost like they're two girls like going kee.
It's almost like they're sisters.
But like, that little kee moment, but they're talking about murdering somebody, and she goes, and then Arya just goes, "No matter how long my list got, he was always on top." And Sansa goes, "What list?" "What list?" "The list of people I'm going to kill." And Sansa goes, "Oh, you're same old Arya." And then they go see Bran, and Bran's like, by the way, we'll get back to the Bran and Littlefinger scene because we jumped it, but because it's dumb.
All right. Yeah.
But Bran goes, why? She was gonna go to King's Landing, and like Sansa's like, why would she go there? Cersei's on her list, and Sansa starts to go, holy shit, she has a list. This is weird. Like every step of Sansa here watching Arya is so funny because she just goes, the next scene, which we'll get to, just adds again to it.
All right. One of my favorites because I look at the tweets and everything, that all the internet responses, and it's like Jon Snow, like, "I died and came back." Bran, "Caw, I'm a bird." Arya, "I have a list of people I'm going to kill. I'm a secret assassin." And then it's just like Sansa, ... It's like when you realize that Sansa hasn't really, and like a lot of people have knocked Sansa for it. They're like, when you realize Sansa really hasn't evolved or changed at all, and like she's the Rickon of the Starks now.
which is one thing, but it's like, I'm glad. Again, why when she's a leader, it feels like she has changed.
Well, that's the thing, is like I think that she's getting a lot of flack. I think she's changed a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we had that whole fight about who had it worse, Arya or Sansa, and you guys voted me out saying Sansa had it worse. But one thing I really liked, again, from what's the actress's name? Sansa.
I'm not good with actress names.
Sansa, she does this great thing where she, without showing a lot of physical or like facial emotions, you get this tick of her piecing things together about how awful everybody else had it, and she's going.
She's got a good thinking face.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Because when they're talking to Bran, and she's like, Bran went through some weird shit, like really weird shit, because he's talking about how he's a three-eyed raven and he's not really Bran anymore, and he's like,
I think,
and she's like, what the fuck? And then like when she starts piecing together what the hell Arya went through, she's going, what happened to us? Like that subtle look of, oh God, we are damaged.
I got this whole thing where like, all of them are kind of like really sullen, and like it makes more sense to us the viewer, us the reader, but like for Sansa, she's gonna be like, these people are fucking crazy. Like,
yeah,
are you kidding me? My husband fucking had dogs eat people, and like my family, my littlest sister is my only sister, but my little sister says she's got a list to kill people, and my little brother says he could see the future in the past, and he watched me get raped on my wedding night.
Yeah,
like she's gotta be like, what? Like I'm sorry, what is happening? But
it's
it's
something.
Sophie
really
Turner.
Nice. Sophie Turner, yeah, she does this. I might hate Sansa, but I think she's always been great. Like, that I can have this emotional anger towards her being so naive or something like that. She does a really good job.
It shows volumes about the actress.
Yeah, and that's my point. And like, again, with how little she has anything to say about the subject of scenes she's in, she shows it across her face minutely that you just pick up on,
right.
And it's really great. I just wanted to say that because I usually hate on Sansa a lot. That this was a great episode for her piecing things together, going, oh God,
That's a good facial expression episode.
But
so then we can move on to
Bran and Littlefinger were talking.
Oh yeah, that part.
And Littlefinger gives him the dagger, and it took me a while because I couldn't hear what Bran says to cut him off. And he says chaos is a ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Which I had to dig up because I knew Littlefinger said it, but I don't remember who he said it to. It was to Varys in season 3.
Mm-hmm.
And Littlefinger goes, oh God, how does he know about that?
Right.
And what else does he know? And I think Littlefinger's days are going to be numbered real fast.
Right.
But then Reed girl, what's her name?
Mira, yeah.
Yeah, Mira, she pieces out, and like Bran is just an asshole here. He's just like, he's like, I'm leaving. Okay, bye. You don't have anything to say?
Yeah,
Thanks.
She's like, you really did die in that cave.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm not really Bran anymore. I see everything all the time. And you're just like, dude, she clearly wants you.
Dude, like Bran is clearly like the 12, 13-year-old emo kid. Like, just so complicated. I see everything.
In 10 years, he's going to think back to that conversation and be like, oh, she totally wanted me. God damn it. Then we're going to Dragonstone?
No, we didn't talk about the important part.
Which important part? Are we going to do the last part in here? The part that
no.
made me... What part?
Wait, maybe.
The fight?
Let's talk about the fight while we're at Winterfell.
Okay, yeah. I was trying to go in episode order, but you're right. We talk about that. Okay, this fight scene.
When do we ever go in episode order?
No, I don't know. This fight scene, even though it was before the grand event, I was like, this is so good. I really love this episode. I don't want it to end because it was really cool to see Arya spar with Brienne.
Yeah.
And win. Every time.
And it's so good, and it's like what's also cool is that you can tell that it really showcases that Arya didn't learn typical fighting style.
No,
she's not necessarily a warrior. She's an assassin.
Yeah, she's
and it's fucking bad. Like the whole sequence. Like I was just like, oh my god, they did this so well.
And
And
though she had like this cocky face on her, you could tell she was learning how to take on something bigger and stronger than her.
it's not really entirely cocky. That is the way that Sirio's face looked
No, yeah,
when she fought, like when she would fight with Sirio. Like
Yeah.
like she looked challenged,
which
I think.
yeah, and it adds to like you could tell she was learning how to fight someone bigger and stronger because it's gonna
Right.
happen when she goes to kill Cersei because she's gonna go murder Cersei.
Right.
And like it was nice to see Brian kind of get like faltered and like show Podrick that yeah, she's this invincible woman, but she also has weaknesses, you know?
Right.
It's kind of nice. It was just like I said, when this scene was happening, I didn't want it to end. And I love when she loses control and just fucking kicks Arya.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh God, did I kill her?"
She's like, oh man, is she gonna be mad?
she gets
And
up.
Arya just goes like, does the swishy swishy, and then gets up, and I'm like, yeah, girl.
and like the ends in a draw with, and it was so great. It was great,
Right.
Because Brain wasn't really trying to hurt her, but then she got her rage on and hulked out, and it was great.
Right.
Oh, those two are gonna be epic on the battlefield.
I'm so excited. Like, talk about a kick-ass Stark family.
Yeah,
You've got like Sansa, who's like a solid ruler, and like John's a good ruler as well, but he's a warrior.
John's a big picture warrior who would be suited for the throne, and Sansa is a very good micromanaging, like humble ruler.
She's a good warden of the North.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because how it's gonna end. Dany, Jon, and then Sansa's gonna be Warden of the North. That's how it's gonna be. Hashtag don't kill anybody, please.
It's true.
And like, as soon as that moment happened, Littlefinger and Sansa were watching them, and Sansa just has that subtle look on her face of, oh shit, Arya's gonna murder everybody on this list.
She's like, she really does have a list.
She really does have a
and
list.
Littlefinger's like, this isn't what I signed up for.
Yeah, Littlefinger's like, so the broken one knows I probably
After,
killed
like,
their dad.
After Arya like fucking stares him down a little bit. Yeah. And like Bran knows that like
You betrayed.
Littlefinger was a fuck. So he gonna die real soon.
He gonna die real soon, and I really hope it's the way it was. Like, I don't know if you read the spoilers from like before the season was even out. Like, someone spoiled what the script was, and they said that Littlefinger's gonna die near the Godswood, and Wolf is gonna do, Ghost is gonna do it.
I don't know. I don't think.
Ghost-
well, I mean,
Ghost
if
and
it's
Jon.
Bran,
Ghost and Jon.
because in TV show canon, Jon hasn't warged into his wolf.
Yeah, he dreamt about it, didn't he?
Did he?
In
Was
season
that in
two?
the TV series?
I think he dreamt about it. I don't know. It's been so long since I've seen season 2, or since I've read the book, so I could be. Oh, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it's funny because we still call her Brienne.
What's her name in the show? Brienne?
Brienne. But we were audiobook listeners, so it's Brienne to us.
Brienne.
But people will call me out on it for saying Brienne. They're like, Brienne? I'm like, it's Brienne!
Brienne, home slice. Bastard. So we're going to Dragon Isle.
Dragonstone?
Dragon Isle.
Dragon Isle. Dragonstone with the dragon glass.
With the dragon. Okay, so does it start with her talking to Nysandri? And
Yes.
I loved this moment as much as I hate the relationship between her and Grey Worm. Dany has this pure look of a lot of things. So what happened? A lot of things. A lot of things.
Yeah.
Like what?
Right. Well, and I think it's important because it humanizes Dany, and like you could tell she's still a girl.
Well, she's
Like,
and she
she's
does
still a girl.
care about.
Right.
Nysandri.
She does care.
Which
She's having a meaningful conversation.
Yeah, and it's also, it backs the conversation later with Nysandri and Davos and Jon Snow, where she's like, if I wanted to go, my queen would give me a ship, and they're like, do you believe that? And she's like, yeah, I do, because she's my friend. I think Danny would let her. I really do.
I think so too.
And so they go and see the Dragon Glass together with Davos and Jon Snow, and Jon Snow gets Danny away, and I'm just like, ooh, Jon Snow in a cave with a lady. He knows a lot of things. Heyo. But no, he just shows her pictures on the wall. He's setting it up. He's not playing the same game twice.
Yeah, but like again, another like interesting things you see on the internet is the symbols that were on the wall from the First Men, like are mimic a lot of the symbols that we've seen in like the more stark artistic like scenic paintings, like, you know, with Danny in the middle and the swirl of people around her, and Jon in the middle with the swirl of people around him, and then like there's one with with the Dothraki and the spiral and everything. Like there's a lot of those same shapes are on the walls, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, and it was really good. And then you had Walter White Walker picture with like the weirdest like goatee cave painting thing ever, and I'm just like,
with the blue eyes. Yeah.
I mean, it was cool, and what I really liked about this was Danny. Again, this was a lot of subtlety in facial expression. You see that Danny starts to realize Jon Snow have seen these things, and he's afraid of these pictures. And she goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna fight for the North,
but you have to bend the knee."
But
and then what does he say? What does she say? She's like, when will the safety of your people be more important than your pride?
Which was a really good line, and she wasn't like she wasn't as forceful as she was in the throne room, and I think this was a much better approach for her, because again because Jon was like, my people won't accept the Southern ruler, you gotta understand, not after everything we happen. And she goes, yeah, but what happens when they start to die? When is your pride gonna get in the way?
That quote is a direct parallel and a direct quote from something that Jon tells Mance Rayder when he's north of the wall.
Perfect.
When he's trying to convince everybody to come down, like, and telling Mance that if he bends the knee, his people will be safe and stuff like that. So like literally, and that's why you kind of like see like his eyes like widen a little bit.
And then they leave the cave. Tyrion is there with Varys, and they tell him that they took Castle Rock, but all the bad things that happen. And I'm really glad this line happened too, because it sets up an interesting point of why Tyrion would be losing against Cersei and Jaime. That doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Right.
And Danny says, you don't want to hurt your family or something like that. You don't want to fight your family. You don't want to.
And you don't actually.
And I'm like, I don't think he purposely did it, but subconsciously, I think he did.
I think that they just
get maneuvered.
I think that he did not think it. Yeah, he didn't think it through. He gave himself a blind spot.
Yeah, and knowing that was really cool, and I liked. Again, this scene shows a lot of more subtlety where Danny's getting hot-headed,
right?
And what I really like is the symbolic nature between the two of her and Jon Snow, because Jon is ice and she is fire, and she's getting very hot-headed, and she goes to Jon for what she should do, and Jon needs occasionally, every now and then, to be, lit up to move and do stuff. So
to actually do things.
To actually, not to be, the pot needs to be lit to get him off, And I like the chemistry between these two a lot. I know it's very ham-fisted, but it makes sense where they're ice and fire, and it's just like, okay, good. And I like how he goes, nobody thought dragons would exist again. You did something impossible. And if you just take these dragons and start burning people, you're not doing the impossible. You're doing what everybody thought you would do.
Right.
And even though this conversation doesn't happen here, I'd like to think that he came up with the idea for the grand battle, because it would make sense for him, because he knows.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, like, it was probably everybody together saying, okay, if they're moving from here, why don't you just go? But before we get there, Theon shows up, and Jon was like, I'm gonna fucking murder you.
Right. I loved that part. I love that part so much.
Mm-hmm. I still feel bad for Theon. I really do.
I don't.
Poor
He's a little bitch.
Poor home slice.
He's such a little bitch, though. Like him diving off the fucking ship, like Nope. Like during that last pirate battle,
And
like I was just like, this fucking guy.
but
Why is he still alive?
because he's gonna redeem himself epically. You remember him in season 2 with the all ready to go before his people knocked him out? I'm waiting for that Theon to come back. Waiting for it.
I don't think he will.
I think he will.
I don't think
He's
he
got the
will.
crazy eyes. Anyways,
And he's just got the dead eyes.
we cut back to the Lannister army, and my exact thought was this: when Bronn, which one? I don't know. Bronn goes, "Wait, do you hear that?" And they're like, "Oh God, things are coming!" And all you're hearing is yipping and yowling and hooting.
Yeah.
And I just went, "Oh God, it's gonna happen.
It's
It's gonna be beautiful." And sure enough, the Dothraki horde comes over the hill, and I go, "It's everything I wanted since season 1." And then all of a sudden, you hear the roar in the sky, and I go, "Everything I ever wanted."
It's everything. Like it's happening.
And I think I sent you a text right away that says, "It's
Beautiful.
beautiful." And you're just like, "What? It's so beautiful."
It's because you watched the leak, and then I waited until Sunday.
It's
I'm like, oh God, then why am I have the tables turned?
beautiful. And it was seeing the Lannister army get taken out by the Dothraki and a dragon.
Yes.
And actually, I was really scared for, 4 main characters of the show right then and there. I was afraid Jaime was going to die.
I was really afraid Jaime was actually going to die.
And
yes.
I was afraid that Bronn was going to die because I love Bronn. And
yeah, but like I got real mad at him during that, like when he was trying to go all stabby. So
yeah, and then I got really worried because it could have happened because it's Game of Thrones that Dany was gonna die, and then I got really worried that Drogo was gonna die. Like super worried.
I got worried about I got worried about that. I'm like, oh no, is it actually gonna kill a dragon?
Are
like,
you gonna kill a dragon, you? No.
If you wanna kill a dragon,
I will load the gun and mount it. Okay, die.
Okay, die. But then like that last scene, like Jaime going towards it, and I love the juxtaposition of actually like Tyrion watching Jaime do this, and you see all that happening, and Tyrion's like, "Don't do it." And like you see Jaime's thought process of going to, and like I just assumed that it was Bronn that saved Jaime.
I thought it was. I'm pretty sure it is.
I would like to think that it is. It could be Dickon.
Dickon would rescue twice. But real quick question: why is that river so deep?
Right? Like, and why is Jaime sinking so fast? I mean, that's why I kind of thought it was Bronn, is because like Jaime's in like full mail and Bronn's kind of in leathers.
Yeah. Yeah, but he could hit him, and it's just like, what? That river is so deep.
Right. And it's just like, why? No. But why so deep? I don't get it. But that's not what she said.
And with that, the Dothraki take out the whole, well, not the whole Lannister army, but a good chunk of them, and it was like, a slaughter.
Like the imagery of it, and like the way that it sounded, like it was beautiful. Like they really learned their lesson from like the overall disappointment during Battle of the Bastards, after Battle of the Bastards. Like
I liked the setup to Battle of the Bastards. I liked it going, and then it kind of hit a falter, and it ended all right because I liked the idea of just Jon beating the shit out of Ramsay. Like that was good, but like this never let up. Like this was like on par with a like Hollywood movie battle scene from like any epic war film, and it was awesome. It hit the highs of like a Braveheart battle scene. It hit the lows of like the D-Day battle scene from Saving Private Ryan, with the horrors and Bronn looking through all the people burning, and I'm just like, yeah, this is what happens when you fuck with the Dragon Queen. She comes and burns you.
Yeah, she does. She don't fuck around.
She's riding a dragon, and I loved it. It was everything I needed it to be. And that's why it's probably my favorite episode right now.
That's it, and that's why I said it as well. Is like, I was like, this is going to be the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was so. I mean, not like the worst, but like the best thing ever. Like,
like I was already content with how great the battle scene through Brienne and Arya was. It was like I was like, this is like my highlight of like a lot of the show right now. Like, as cool as it was seeing Arya take out the whole, phrase at the twins, I mean, that was really cool. But this is really neat to see, and see Arya kind of like, again, Arya just evolving and going past what everybody thinks. And then they're just like, oh, by the way, the Dothraki are going to attack. And you're just like, oh my God, this is what I wanted.
Right.
Like, this is 7 seasons of setup, and you're finally getting it, and you're not disappointed.
No, it's not. Like, what they did with the dragon, like, I thought the CG was good. I thought the dragon was good. Like, oh my God, like, I want so much more of that. I hope that they didn't just blow their budget for dragons on this episode, as we always mention.
Yeah, but I don't think they are, because it looks like the Army of Dead is coming next week.
You know what I've noticed? The opening credits are no longer reflecting the places that are featured in the show.
I think they did it this time because I noticed that too. I was like, oh, we're gonna finally go. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go here. We're gonna go. Nope, no, we didn't, because this episode only went to a handful of spots. Like, you went to Winterfell. You went to King's Landing.
Do you think they ran out of time? Like, they just didn't.
No, I don't think.
Like, not ran out of time, but they were just filling time. They're like, let's show the Wall and Old Town. Yeah. It's like, what?
I think they're like, okay, we have X amount of time for the intro, and it's always this long because everybody loves the music, and no one ever skips the music, and nobody ever does because it gets stuck in your head.
It's true.
And they're like, okay, we're only going to Winterfell.
I think I skipped it the second time I watched this episode.
They're like, we're only going to Winterfell, King's Landing, Dragonstone, and that's it. That's 3. We can't do 3.
Highgarden. Yeah.
Technically Highgarden, but they didn't show Highgarden on the map.
They didn't. How rude.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the episode, and it was 48 minutes long, and when I heard it was going to be the shortest one of the season, I was a little worried. Yeah. Once the fight scene started, I didn't care, because again, the fight scene was like the last 20 minutes of the episode, and it was great. It didn't feel like the episode. Like, I mean, it did the pacing definitely picked up for the battle scene, but it didn't feel like they were like dragging it out. No pun intended. no, and that's like the thing. Like, there was a lot of dragging
it out. I hate myself. I had a bad day, and I make a bunch of bad jokes.
Bad puns.
Bad word puns.
But yeah, like you said, it's like it never, like, nothing felt like it was like padding out for the fight scene.
Right.
Everything felt good. Everything felt like it should belong. It felt like a normal Game of Thrones episode. And then
felt like an episode 9.
Yeah. But, like, I wouldn't even say that. I mean,
no?
No, because we had the good shit. We had the good shit. There was no bad shit in this episode. Everything had a point, and it was really good.
Usually episode 9 doesn't have a bad shit. A bad part.
Oh, right. I was thinking of Netflix Marvel. Where episode 9 is usually the stumble.
No, we're talking about Game of Thrones. We're not talking about the Netflix stumble. Episode 9 is usually when the epic shit drops. But we ain't gonna have another episode 9.
No, we ain't. So they're doing it all the time.
They're just doing it all the time. There's no more 9th episodes. There's only 10 left in the whole fucking show.
I think we got 3 left this season, and then 7 next season. So yeah, 10.
But who's counting?
We are.
I don't know why I knew that off the top of my head. I don't have a problem. I can quit whenever I want.
No, you can't. we'll be recapping Game of Thrones once the show is done, just so Jess doesn't start losing her hair. Going, what is in here? We'll have a book club. We'll do a big book club podcast.
Let's do a book club. We can review things that are like Game of Thrones or not like Game of Thrones. We can touch on Team Butcher. We can do Iron Druid. We can talk about Game of Thrones. We can talk about all the things.
We could do the Tower. We could do... What else do I have over there?
You could read some of the books that I've actually told you should read.
The Hunger Games, the Han
There's
Solo
a Hunger
trilogy.
Games, the Kingkiller Chronicles.
I didn't even read that.
You need to read those. You need to read Iron Druid. You really need to read Iron Druid.
Oh shit! What if we do the Goosebumps? Shit! Let's do all the Goosebumps.
Bill, why don't you have a podcast of you just reading Goosebumps novels?
I'm doing it. And with that, we're going to say goodnight. Thanks for tuning in this week for our Game of Thrones. Again, if you need the fast forward, it's down below. We're so cool. We're so fly.
I would just recommend listening to us do a long one, but pitch up our voice and to speed it up.
Yeah, just hit that YouTube times
Don't be a
8.
pussy.
Come on. This is only 31 minutes long. It's not bad.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good for us. That's like record time.
That's pretty. We covered a lot of ground,
especially for just us.
Yep. Say good night, Jess.
Good night, Jess.
I swear to God, you're my Harley Quinn.